Does me. Thank you very much. Thank you. Right. Bill and Ben, Thunderbirds, Play School, the Teletubbies. Many of us will have fond childhood memories of our favourite children's television shows. As we grow up, most of us leave them in the past and just have the occasional nostalgic thought. But there are some adults who are reluctant to give up their childhoods quite so easily. In fact, for some, their interest in a particular kids' show borders on an obsession.
My little pony, my little pony.
So that is the case for Marcus Lywood from Trowbridge in Wiltshire. He's a grown man and he's a massive fan of the cartoon My Little Pony. He's not the only one. He regularly meets a group of 20 other My Little Pony enthusiasts who call themselves Bronies. Some people might think it's weird that a group of adult men are so into a programme mostly associated with little girls, but for Marcus and the Bronies, it's innocent escapism. Marcus is the focus of a report on the Brony phenomenon, which will be on BBC Inside Out West tonight, done by the BBC's Tom Bigwood, and he joins me now from the Bath studio. Good afternoon.
Hiya, Jeremy. How are you doing?
I'm well, thanks. And I've seen a bit of the film. I mean, it's a way of life, I gather, more than anything.
Yeah, really. It's just kind of, the whole kind of show is kind of built on kind of friendship, and that's kind of led onto the Brony fandom as well, is that friendship is a very strong theme in both the show and the fandom. And
the film I've seen of you, which is going out on the BBC, you are with a collection of ponies, is that right? Not just one?
It's a small collection, yeah. It's not as big as the other person who's Sam, who's got a much bigger collection than I am, but I've also got a decent-sized collection, I would say.
How many have you got?
Oh, I dread to think, really.
What, 5?
Oh, probably more than 5, I would say. I'd say around kind of 10 mark.
Okay, and do you dress them every day or just once a week, or...?
They kind of just stay there as kind of statues, really, as kind of figurines, I suppose is probably the better term, just on my shelf, really.
And tell me about Sam. He's another person in the Brony group.
Yeah, Sam is from Cardiff, who probably joined the fandom at around the same time that I did, and basically their entire room is full of all kinds of memorabilia, including toys, comics, all kinds, really.
Is My Little Pony mostly about the cartoon, or is it mostly about having the actual ponies?
It's kind of a bit of both, really. I mean, most people, when they get into the show, is obviously from the show, but as a result, that kind of leads up to getting merchandise, going and obviously seeing the movie that just came out, and going to conventions as well, dedicated to My Little Pony, dressing up in cosplay, all kinds, really.
Let's hear a little bit more from the BBC Inside Out West report. And here we're going to listen to a group of Bronies who are heading to see the My Little Pony movie, and expectations are high.
Finally, the opening night has arrived, and Bronies from all over the West are heading to a cinema in Bristol.
Can't really contain my excitement, really. I mean, this is probably the most excited I've been about My Little Pony for a very long time.
I'm a fan, and other fans have said it's great, so yes, there's a lot of expectations, but I'm fairly certain it'll meet them.
When you all meet, Marcus, do you talk about the ponies or other things as well?
It's generally kind of ponies, because that's a common interest that we all have, but we all have all kinds of other interests, whether it be video games, other TV shows, films, all kinds, really.
Now, and most people, most adults, they do have obviously a childhood in which they have played with ponies or whatever, but they then leave it behind, and for some reason you've gone back into it, and I'm just wondering what the reason would be.
I don't feel like my childhood really left, to be honest. For a lot of people, they kind of feel like a whole kind of case of not really kind of growing up, I suppose. But I suppose
people feel embarrassed sometimes if they're, if you're on a bus or something and you were to get out an Action Man, people might stare or whatever.
Well, people are going to stare, like with any of that kind of stuff, really. It's understandable with My Little Pony, but at the same kind of way, I kind of see it as not too different to something like a Trekkie who's into Star Trek or a Whovian who's into Doctor Who. It's just My Little Pony instead of Star Trek or Doctor Who.
And because of the values, because of the very benign nature of the My Little Pony story, I gather it helped you to get out of depression. Is that right?
It hasn't really helped. It has kind of helped me, actually, with kind of depression and anxiety. And I know that I'm not the only one. For a lot of people, watching something that's colourful, bright, and really happy and uplifting can help in a kind of really dark day help with their depression, their anxiety. I know with the meets as well, mostly with the Severn Bronies that I know of, they kind of help with people who have any kind of social issues, whether it be through autism or just general social isolation.
Yeah, well, I can understand that, because in a way it doesn't matter what the reason you're meeting is. It's a chance to get together and support each other.
Absolutely, that's the main goal.
Yeah. Let's just see, we got a comment from Angela who says, I think if harmless toys originally meant for children can help an adult to feel happier or help them give a hobby or interest, surely that is a positive thing. Lots of people collect dolls' houses and Star Wars figurines. We all have our own unique quirks and interests. Is it it's American, the My Little Pony, originally, or are they British, Marcus?
It was created in America.
Does that
years
worry
ago.
you a bit, that it's kind of American culture thing, or you're not bothered by that?
Initially, the only problem with it was when the show started, it was only really shown in America. It wasn't really shown that much here in Britain. But since then, TV channels have gotten a lot better with showing the TV show and also publicising the My Little Pony movie as well.
When was the My Little Pony movie out?
It came out last Friday over here. I think it came out a few weeks beforehand in America.
When you went to the cinema, you were with your adult My Little Pony friends. Were you surrounded by children? Because I guess that might be awkward.
We weren't actually, but we generally kept a main rule to make sure that the kids' enjoyment was number one goal, was a number one aim, to make sure that they're enjoying the film fully and that the parents are also enjoying the film with their kids, rather than just a bunch of adult men getting all really excited about it. We just basically just kept to ourselves, enjoyed the film as with the kids, and generally it was a really positive night.
So you wouldn't have been chanting or singing, for example?
Oh, no, absolutely not.
We've got an email from Poland, from Natalia, who says, this seems to be an international phenomenon because my 18-year-old brother is a huge fan of My Little Pony. He reads all fan fiction stories, he watches it on YouTube, and he even has 2 life-size stuffed ponies in his wardrobe. I treat it as funny but harmless. Everyone has a weird hobby. Why not ponies? So there's no criticism here at all. And have I got the right answer on why? Is there any real answer to why it's the ponies and not something else?
In some ways it is the ponies, really, because the show has just really, really great characters. The previous criticisms with My Little Pony shows of the past is the characters are very, very one-dimensional. The appeal of the 4th generation show, Friendship is Magic, and the movie as well, is that they have really, really great characters with flaws and strengths and everything like that. That's one thing that appeals to me with the show. It's just how great the characters are.
Thank you very much for talking to us, Marcus Lywood, a brony, meaning an adult fan of My Little Pony. And if you are anywhere near, I guess you can get it on iPlayer, or just it being in the west of England, BBC One's Inside Out West tonight will feature a programme about Marcus and his friends and the movie and the excitement.
We shared a special moment. Please stay.
Bryan Adams, please stay. That's his new one. Bryan Adams, of course, the official Radio 2 photographer. So exciting to have our photos done by him. Meanwhile, we're discussing My Little Pony and whether or not you have maybe got a husband who, at some point, you stumble in and he's in an embrace with a pony. I don't know how this sort of thing emerges, but it's certainly, if it keeps people off the streets, and you're not going to see anybody on Crime Watch who's, in any way a fan of My Little Pony, that's for sure. Matt Sheffield is in Broughton Astley, in Leicestershire. And you've got 2 young kids, Matt, and you understand this completely.
Yes, I have a lot of sympathy with the guy. It's quite a good show, and I find that I know the names of the ponies, and I can sing music along to the show with my daughter. And the other day I found myself just sort of in the car, singing along, listening to some My Little Pony music on the CD, and she was fast asleep in the back, and now I was going. And
so you didn't turn the CD off and switch to Springsteen. You stayed with your daughter's CD even though she wasn't listening.
Yeah, that's correct, and I found myself doing that with the television as well.
Right.
So yes, I'm slightly worried, as is my wife.
But now, where you've got to watch out, I suppose, is when you start to collect the ponies themselves.
Yes, I personally own nothing. All of the collections of plastic tat and all of the figures and cuddly toys, of which she has a great many, they're all hers. None of them are mine yet. But it's kind of, I found myself at a sort of a party thing the other day with some other people, and we were having a fictional conversation about which ponies most embody the traits of people we knew. And this was two grown men in our 30s, and we were having this conversation about which one of them would you find most annoying if they were real. And we were being completely sincere.
So interesting.
And we had to sort of check ourselves having this conversation. I mean, it's nothing too serious. It's just a case of, it's a good show. It's far better than some of the stuff that's on TV nowadays. So I think it gets an unfair press.
Well, also maybe we are in a society now where people can be who they want to be. You can, switch gender. You can define your own sexuality, and if you want, you can enjoy children's programs. It's not embarrassing. Yeah. Maybe that's a good thing.
I'll say this: it's relentlessly upbeat. You can't not watch it and smile. I mean, given some of the television that's on, I'd rather my son, who's 6, was watching My Little Pony than some of the stuff that's sort of marketed at him. It's far better produced. It's made by the same people that made TV when I was young, like Dexter's Laboratory and Powerpuff Girls. And that stuff was brilliant, and I remember that, and still now. And it's made by the same people. It's got many of the same voice actors and things. It's absolutely excellent.
Thank you, Matt, very much. Nice to talk to you.
Yeah, you as well, Jeremy. Bye-bye.
Cheers, bye. And I suppose I should ask, just into the air here, what age you have to be to watch RuPaul's Drag Race, which is very big in my house, and there's no ponies in that. Steph Dawlish texts, I like to play imaginative games. Being a little girl for a day, why not? It's not some horrible fetish. It's genuinely escaping. If people want to play with toys, especially boys with traditional girls' toys, why not? Actually, everybody's saying, big up the adults here who've come on. And Marcus especially, he's come on the air, he's talked about it, and he's not embarrassed, and nor are we. Peter Olding Canterbury, you have also got a My Little Pony habit, have you?
Well, quite. I've got a 4-year-old daughter who discovered My Little Pony a few months ago, and I find it's a great way to bond with her. It's great enjoyment. It's really funky and cool. What I love about it is that there are role models for her that are female, that are active, that achieve things, that fight against evil, and it's not just sort of, boys doing that. Even my older boys enjoy watching it with us. So it's great for family bonding and for helping us show that actually both sexes can be fun and interesting.
Thank you, Peter. The joy of My Little Pony, even for adults.